Right, Twitch chat, here it is, the moment you've all been waiting for. The semi-finals are over, and we now have a fantastic grand finals match to show to you guys today. It is Big Bro Lil Bro on the left, that is Drachir and Isolde. They are facing up against the Sweaty Tryhards on the right, that is Adams and Tjuvis. So, without any further ado, game number 1, let's go!
As soon as you've loaded it.
As soon as I've loaded, I was trying to like elongate the intro as much as possible because I know that my PC's struggling right now. But I kind of ran out of spiel. Even I was pushing it a bit too much. But here we go. Okay, game number 1. Let's go.
All right, we have no embargo and some pretty nice spells. Cash out. I think didn't see that last time, but. Looks pretty good as a cash out roll. That's a lot of stuff. Good scaling. Good early game.
Mm. Yeah. Oh, a Fiesta Tjuvis.
All right.
Doesn't nice really have a great role for it, though, I don't think.
Gate guard is fine, I think. Gate guard 5 worker, push 6, add chain fist. Add 2 of the blobs or something. Leak the entire wave 4. Sounds fine.
That sounds like a solid game plan to me, dude. And we have, of course, the cartel pickup there on the dams as well.
Oh.
Lil Bro's got his rats. The Rat King himself in action. Let's see how well he uses these underground workers. Isolde, he is known for his pack rat play.
Oh my god, relax, guys.
That's a lot of Mythium there. The underground workers, Drachir and Isolde, both hoping for fast waves. But with Tjuvis on Fiesta, we probably expect to see quite a few long waves, right? There's a triple gate guard start. I mean, gate guard's my best unit. It's a really good opener.
Come on, do it for us.
Okay. Hold on. Which lane should I follow? I'll follow Tjuvis. Here we go. Oh, when the thing moves. Oh, bam! Woof! Bam! Woof! Bam! Woof! Bam! Woof! Bam! Woof! Oh, that was. That brings me back.
Thanks.
So, how many wave 4 sensors do you think we're going to see this game?
Yes.
And why is the answer yes? Yeah.
All right, Tjuvis just going for a snail send here. He was living up to the Sweaty Tryhard mantra by not sending on wave 1. And now he just adds a slime lava. But that's going to hold, right?
It should.
I don't know.
Against no send, I think it does.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I'm pretty sure it gets 2 summons, so...
We'll have to see. What I want to mention is that Fire Elemental is now a lot stronger on 3 with the recent buff, but it's a lot weaker on 4, so you're kind of vulnerable there.
It's weaker on 7 as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it does more magic damage now and less pierce, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, the slime blob, it was too much value here for Tjuvis. He is holding on wave 2. He really would have liked a small leak, actually, especially with the underground workers for Isolde and Drachir both. Like, the pack rats, they get the most value when the waves are quick because they give a solid number, right? They always give 11 Mythium, whereas workers are going to give you more value if the wave is long because they generate Mythium over time.
Yeah, and if you take a look at the Mythium generation, the 2 rats have put Isolde pretty far ahead.
Yeah.
Like literally 1 hunt's worth ahead of Mythium.
That's very, very solid.
Tjuvis was expecting the send here, so he went for the Oathbreaker, even though he first had a small slime build and would have shifted for something, and he didn't. So now he's kind of in trouble for 4.
If he shifted for Harb, that would have been pretty slick. But,
And Lil Bro has a lot of Mythium. That's a dino coming out here from the Lil Bro. He's going to have a bit of underground Mythium coming up as well, so he won't quite reach 40, actually, but he will easily send a snail if he wants to.
Yeah.
Even going with the hunt here, so very confident in his value. And Drachir going for the Grawl and then a hunt, so should be pretty safe here to just the...
Tjuvis re-rolled here. He knows how bad he is on wave 4. He did not find a playable unit for wave 4, so he settled for upgrading the Slime Siren, but that is just not going to cut it here, I don't think, against the 100 send.
Let's see. It looks like it will get
full mana, and the Gate Guard gets a second summon. Yeah, the second it attacks the Dino, it just won't kill anything else, and that second is now, so that's pretty much all she wrote for Tjuvis. That's going to be elite, not a terrible one, but meanwhile, Voldo! Oh. Yeah, Adamus leaks 33% there, Tjuvis leaking 58 with a very low HP Dino, and as a result, First Blood going the way of Drachir and Isolde.
Yeah, I mean, we talked Double Gate Guard definitely have some weaknesses, and they both didn't have a good answer, so here we are.
Yeah, that sucks. And we saw it coming on wave 1, and Tjuvis could do basically nothing about it, apart from a really big ball shift on wave 3, which he didn't go for. And Adamus also, just look at their rolls. Like, there's no pierce damage in them, apart from a Disciple and a Banana Bunk, which you both can't build for wave 4.
Yeah. They definitely had that shared weakness, so maybe it was worth it in retrospect for one of them to take a risk there, and the Fiesta player taking a risk, I feel like, is pretty decent.
Yeah, reasonable. Oh, he is going to hold the Snail Send here with his 390 value. His units are very good on wave 5, of course.
Yeah, and he's great aggro too, just the perfect split. All of his units still alive.
Tjuvis can build really, really well. Especially in the early game, he has these builds that you think they cannot ever hold, and then he just holds with them. It's amazing. Oh.
The Bunk is out, sold the Grawl, so that build is going to be hard to leak on 7 and 8 for sure.
Well, Drachir correctly reading as well that the Send is not coming on wave 6, or if it did, it wouldn't have been big enough to do any damage.
Yeah, he's going to play it safe without Hunting's Rat, which is fair enough since you're building a Bunk on 6, but Genome is taking advantage of the Rats for sure.
Are we looking at a wave 8 sent by...
Oh, it has to be wave 8, right? Look how weak everybody apart from Drachir is on wave 8. And yeah, Adams and Tjuvis, they fall into the trap. They go for this income send here on wave 7. And that just means Drachir and Isolde, they're under zero pressure. If we see a Ghost Knight come out on wave 8 against Adams and Tjuvis, the guys are both just dead, right?
Probably need a Pro League to get that to happen, but
who gets
honestly,
a Ghost Knight?
Yeah, okay.
Honestly, Triple Fiend is looking pretty good versus these builds already, so...
Tjuvis has to shift here, come on. Just shift.
He doesn't dare. He's going in with 22 gold.
Pain.
Yep.
Now he will have to sell the Oathbreaker for a Bunk.
He might just go for like a Disciple, honestly. The Disciple's not too bad.
Yeah, I guess he has Steeds, he has a Slime Mummy, maybe he can do okay, but... And it's not a huge send from Genome as well. Maybe it's fine, I don't know.
No Pro Leagues, and yeah, he did get that income on, the small income on 5, so the send isn't quite as massive, but... Drach is hitting that 200 threshold if he wants to send the...
Oh no.
Oh! Here comes that Pro League, Mr. Julian! Here it comes! Any Ghost Knights in the chat. It's still not long enough, right? It's still not long enough. That's a shame.
It's just gonna be the big yellow guy.
Yeah, the big yellow guy is good enough, I think.
Genome? Okay. He's just going income, but honestly, this is a very good income send. The tactical income send is there for sure.
Yeah, Tjuvis might do okay. He has enough value, I guess. I was still very worried for him.
Yeah.
Is he gonna boost?
No.
Or is he gonna use it to tank?
As well, it's another one of those games. I think, Bernt, you had one or two of these yesterday, where he's picked Fiesta. He's leaked once so far this game, and it was like more than half of the wave.
Yeah, it's just sometimes you pick Fiesta and it's a gamble and you don't get the perfect roll for it, and then it's super hard to play. He's killing that.
It looks like a full hold.
Whoa! A dance?
This vet is just...
The vet is cooking.
The wave.
And the Orchid.
I mean,
The Orchid tanking for the Harbinger there is so clutch as well. That is a full hold for Adams. This is fantastic. And same for Tjuvis, of course. He only received income, but yeah, both players holding the big send from Drachir and Isolde.
Yeah. Of note, though, is the fact that they're both 14 workers and had an
with threats.
Yeah, they're like the same income too, and they're not cartel, so they're definitely a bit behind in value. But like you said, they have the rats, so it's a little bit of hidden value there too.
And again, they're super risky here, right? They're playing minus 200. I guess no send of Tjuvis or Adamus could punish them here, but they are really pushing it to the limit.
Yeah.
And just going for a big 10, it just looks like.
You love to see it, though. They are playing very...
aggressive.
Yeah. It's truly the fast and aggressive definition where they just always are dictating when the sends happen.
Oh. And Drachir. He's leaking to no send.
Yeah, I guess a Brute would have leaked him pretty bad.
Brute would have ruined him.
Or
He is
a
going to
Hermit
leak, but
would
only
make him
like
kill
2 creeps, maybe even 1.
Yeah, the Daphne, you think, could finish off 1 more. Stacking up the passive.
Oh. Daphne.
What? Show me
What a
something.
pro leak there from Drachir.
And it just sets up this
Yeah.
giga send. I mean, it's just income, actually.
They are receiving a full send here, though, from Adams and Tjuvis. The moles coming out, rocking. But Isolde popping his halo here. And Drachir actually opting for a King Claw, so he's going for that tank value. He's probably going to sell a rat to add another ranger.
Can't decide. I mean, if he expects a mole, then obviously the Haven is a lot worse. But like this, the Haven will tank first.
Yeah. And the King Claw's a really good tank as well, right? And he just needs his Daphne and his Ranger to deal the damage.
Yeah, and Isolde found a Halo, which should help him out. There are both very low values, to be fair. So
yeah.
It would not surprise me if they leaked.
Tjuvis actually got his Starcaller out here, but I think he's going to leak regardless, just to the... okay, it's not quite full income. There is 1 Brute in the mix, but he's going to leak decently there. Meanwhile, Lil Bro, he leaks 50%, and Drachir, he leaks 54%. Everyone apart from... Oh, wait, no, Adams is leaking as well. This is not even a 1 trade for Adams and Tjuvis, right? Because the King damage is going to be pretty equal.
Yeah, they had lower workers and sent power mercs, while Drachir Genim just sent income.
Yeah, and that's a pretty good spot. I mean, the power score says it. I mean, and this is with Adamas not getting a penalty for Cartelia. It looks like they're going for an aggressive counterattack play.
Yeah, for sure.
But it looks like Drachir is also going for an aggressive counterattack play.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a race on 12.
20 workers on Drachir. Yeah, and if it's a race on 12, do you know what? I fancy the side that has double Banana Haven, and that's Drachir and Isolde.
Yeah, and they do have the right send order in terms of who's Giga pushed into who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it should be, you should see Isolde hold the longest. Whether that's actually the case, you'd never know.
I mean, he has 1 bunk. The rest of his stuff is pretty bad.
Yeah, it's going to come down to if he can keep his bunk split tanking and his Halo can finish off like anything big that comes his way.
Yeah, right.
I think this is a race on 12, and I'm not sure who to favor, because Adamus, sure, he's getting the bigger send, but he has summoners, and he has the tree, which is very strong. And he has
Tjuvis is
also
leaking here.
Trinity if you want. Yeah.
These guys are going to take some King damage here.
Wait, Drach actually held with 1250 value here.
Yeah, that's pretty...
Oh, and he's suiciding.
full
He's full
pushing.
suicide.
But these guys, they're even going to take like a chunk of King damage here as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty
Tjuvis
interesting
also
game.
full suite, I think.
Yeah.
Everyone is just full suing now.
Yeah, but that's a massive advantage for Big Bro Lil Bro, right? Because they have the winning suicide lineup here with Drachir full pushing into the holder of Adams.
And he is on the highest value.
This is a mistake, right? Isn't this just a mistake now if you need to hold the longest for a race?
Yeah,
I mean, it's super hard to read that this is just a race.
I guess technically if he just spammed a million little treants, it might be the best value, but...
I think his gold is spent better this way. He has only 1 gold left over.
Sell this and boost twice more is definitely the play.
Yeah, I think so. The Pee-wee isn't getting that much done here.
Oh, Tjuvis is
And
even selling his units, by the way, but this
yeah,
is just a
full
misread
commit.
of the situation, it seems, because Drachir, he had no plans to hold here anyway.
And look at
So
this Haven. The Ogre is not going to be on it for a very long time, and it's just don't
Tjuvis
have the wave
obviously leaks
already.
everything. And this Haven's still alive from
Adams is
Isolde. He's
dead
going to
as
hold the
well.
longest. Adams is going down, yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
Looks
Isolde
like
with the clutch
Little
hold
Bro.
here. Lil Bro
Oof.
coming in hot. 24 creeps, reaching the king of the Sweaty Tryhards. And this is a very fast game number 1 going in
Yeah.
favour
Wow.
of Big Bro Lil Bro. Congratulations. Really well played.
When we talk about
Yeah.
fast and aggressive, counterattack has got to be the most fast and aggressive spell for
Yeah.
12 you can have.
Yeah, right?
I mean, it's like overworked, but like you're really trying to leak on 11.
Yeah, man, what an interesting game, actually. It was so back and forth. We got this decent, like, first blood on wave 4 with the 100 send into Tjuvis, and Adam's not covering. They're going for a bit of Waldo action. Then everyone's kind of chilling with their Mythium. We get these mega sends on 8, which Adams and Tjuvis both hold. I was thinking, like, that was huge for them. But the thing is, they were already behind in workers at this point, right? So
Yeah.
when these 10 send came out, it was a fairly even trade with the income sends from Drachir and Isolde getting as much work done as the tryhard sends from the Sweaty Tryhards. But the game is still like really even at this point, right? We see Tjuvis getting his counterattack value on 11, but the problem is the suicide lineup was not favourable for the Sweaty Tryhards, and yeah, Drachir was fully pushed into Adams, who was the holder of the Tryhards, and as a result, Isolde was able to hold the longest and win the game for his team. So really nice back and forth game there, coming down on a knife edge, and congratulations, Big Bro Lil Bro.
Yeah, and I think that the king damage on 10 really incentivized both teams to go for that play. Because like without king damage there, then that line isn't even open. Like both teams can just take a defensive spell and hold 12. So you might have seen like straight 13 in that case instead. But
Yeah.
with both teams having low king and no king ups, like it's very appealing to just try and kill them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if the other team skips.
Oh yeah, there was no way that anyone could skip. And everyone wanted to force the 12 send because at least one of the players was strong on that wave, and forcing sends on your strong waves is just super important in the current meta.
Yeah, and we saw it happen, right? Like really well-driven game there by Big Bro Little Bro. They had it all paced the way they wanted. I really like the play made there by the Sweaty Tryhards to go for that all-in wave 12. And do you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe it would have worked if Drachir and Isolde didn't have the exact same idea to go for that double hard push, double counter attack, close out on 12, turning the game into a race, ultimately won in their favour. But yeah, it was a smart play by the Tryhards there. They could have just snatched the game from the jaws of defeat if they'd been able to, undercut their opponents. Maybe Drachir and Isolde tried to hold, aren't successful, and end up losing the game. But no, it didn't work out that way.
Yeah. And Drac didn't even end up needing the 50 Mythium from leaking on 11 to get a Damas. So.
Yeah, right. Okay. Do we have a lobby open?
Yeah, we're waiting for you.
Okie dokie. I mean, you're always welcome to invite me, so I don't have to find it myself.
Aha. Okay, sure. I can do that next time.
Yeah. Okay, guys, so we have a 1-0 lead on the side of Big Bro Little Bro. What do the Tryhards need to do to bring this series back in their ballpark? They need to cling on. They still have another chance because it's a best of 5, but they don't want to lose another game. So what do they have to do differently this time around?
Roll better with Fiesta.
Yeah,
I mean,
that would help.
That definitely hurt their game plan, not being able to take control of the pace with Fiesta. But I think they might just go for something a little safer. Chaos Greed. I know it's something that they defaulted to in the semis.
Yeah.
They tried Fiesta, didn't work. Went to Chaos Greed and got their win. And it's probably the most comfortable for Adamas and Tjuvis.
Yeah, I mean, if Adamas doesn't have to think about his role, that's a huge plus for him, of course. So Chaos he's very good with Chaos. He kind of rolls the right units at the right time, like King Dance does, Fatalizer for 10 and all that stuff. So let's see if he does it. There's an aura in the game, so he's probably going to pick Chaos because it's
Yeah,
good.
there he is.
Yeah,
Chaos from Adam's snap pick. Guys, game number
disgusting.
2. Here we go.
Wonder if Drachir will also play Chaos. Nope, just Cartel. And probably...
Cash
wait,
out
what
for
did-
Tjuvis. So he
What did
doesn't
Genome play
want to
last
go
game?
for that
Oh,
Fiesta.
he has to play... Okay, he can't play Greed, so he plays Cash Out.
So two
Not-
very early game focused mastermind picks for Drachir and Isolde. They clearly just want to snowball the early game, whereas Adams with the Chaos is more of a late game pick, right? Because you're almost guaranteed to have the best board in the game, in the very late game at least, when you're playing Chaos.
And you can definitely roll like an answer for any wave. Like sometimes you have the trouble with another mastermind option that you just end up having no solution for wave 13, wave 14, wave 15. But with Chaos, by that point, you at least have one good unit on the board if you play it correctly. And then you can sort of at least do okay by upgrading that unit or trying to roll for a good unit again for that wave if you know the scent is coming there.
Yeah. All right, Drachir with the Oathbreaker start. Tjuvis is on his Nightmare. Adams with the Chaos Archer and thing. And Drachir is snailing Tjuvis here, but Tjuvis is not playing Fiesta this time around.
No.
So
Nice
that's
little
just
+6 for him.
Yeah, 6 free gold there for Tjuvis' Nightmare opener. You love to see it.
Yeah, pretty juicy for him. I gotta
I was
say...
gonna yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say these rolls aren't like amazing late game, it looks like, for Drachir and Isolde, so you might see some more starve action to try and get some early king damage.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
with the early game focused masterminds, right? They don't necessarily want to try and outscale their opponents when you're playing something like Cartel and Cash Out. You can still go for that route, of course, but I do agree. I think I'd probably expect to see a bit more starvy starve this time around.
Yeah, and I was gonna say the snail on 1 might prompt Tjuvis to go 6 worker with his Nightmare. Because he's cash out, and I think with his Gargoyle he can probably do okay. But here 5 worker opening, maybe he's too scared to do it. I don't know. It's a
We'll have
close
to see.
call whether it's worth.
Yeah. He does pass that 50 gold benchmark. He doesn't push it into a worker, so he is opting to go a little bit safer, it seems.
Yeah, I think Drachir would get 60. It's kind of close, I guess.
He
but-
will get 60, right? Because the Berserker's pretty
Berserker.
slow to clear the wave. So good call, actually, from Tjuvis, not going for that 6th worker here.
Ooh, and they double save, so are they just going straight 4 on Drachir, straight 5 on Genome?
I think it's straight 5. I think
Yeah.
they go for king damage. Adamus likes to play for a bit of king damage early and play with pressure. At least that's what we always did, because we like to play with pressure and force them to sort of play our game rather than us playing their game. So, yeah, I think it's a wave 5 send probably, and Drachir is not looking too hot there, unless he shifts on some wave, but he
Yeah.
can't really shift next. He needs the False Maiden, and then he's kinda weak on 5 red.
Yeah, False Maiden, terrible, of course, on wave 5.
I think Genome could be quite good there, though. Butcher with the Zerker, like, both Rickers already a good tank there. There are outs.
There are.
Oh,
And
they'll
they
just
just
go
go for an
here.
income send on 4. Yeah, interesting.
So the False Maiden will pay off then.
Yeah, and Bernt, your read there was absolutely correct because Drachir could not afford to shift here. So if Adams had skipped and maybe threatened to send, 120 on 5, Drachir could have been in some real trouble there. But no, they just go for their income here on 4. Tjuvis and Adams happy to scale for now, it seems.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I mean, Chaos, you kind of want to scale into the late game as well.
Yep.
But I think wave 5 would have been a really good call, especially for Adams. But it's a huge commitment as well, so I can
Yeah.
understand why he's not going for it.
I mean, it's a gamble as well, right? Because if you do skip wave 4 and Drachir does go for that risky Violet shift, then your whole play's backfired, right? And you've just lost out on economy for no reason.
Yeah, but Violet isn't even auto hold on 5 into Hermit, like with
Or,
his units.
or imps, maybe, yeah.
It's whatever.
It's fine, yeah.
Oh,
Go for
it's
another round of
starting.
income.
It's
Income recent.
starting. And
Whoa.
da-da-dum.
Yep. They're saving their Mythium. Tee-hee-hee.
Here can't even afford to split this wave, so opting to go for more damage to kill the big boss.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be fine against a DT Snail, honestly.
Yeah, he's on good value for sure. And Genome should be fine as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
His
Genome only
mask-
receives a lizard. He's going to be
Oh,
just
his mask
fine.
is to the grave.
Oh, maybe?
But Oathbreaker is going mad. I think he's fine.
The Oathbreaker is
Yeah.
going down, though. And the DT's still alive to kill the Windhawk. He is going to leak.
Maybe just a pro leak though for their
Yeah.
their send on 6.
But they're sending income as well, so... I mean, he's happy with that. It's a 17% leak against DT Snail. He has 120 Mythium. He's only going full income, though. The Lizard's there against Tjuvis's build. They might even get a leak, you know.
Yeah, some tactical
that's
income
the
as
best.
usual.
Best send he can do against Tjuvis, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Question is, what does Adamus do? Does he get the Shadow Dancer? He does, but it's not amazing on 6, I don't think. I'm not sure. I haven't seen
think
that unit
it's-
on wave 6.
I think it's probably pretty bad on 6, especially because he doesn't really have any tanks, right? A lot of his value is in these ranged units, and the Shadow Dancer just needs to be kept alive.
Tempest is definitely gonna tank for it.
Yeah.
I don't think any melee is in range, so he's got that at least. But
And we've got the double 160 sends here. So, yeah, I mean, they might get Drake shamed here.
yeah, I mean the Drake luckily is wasting a lot of autos on dead things,
Yeah.
so that definitely helps.
no,
But
but
now
it
it's
is
on the
being
Shadow
focused.
Dancer, yeah, so it gets one final summon, but that he won't get any more, and this is going to be a leak from a Dams. Meanwhile, Tjuvis, 59% there. The Lizard Army makes it through, as does the Drake. So yeah, income shaming their opponents here. Big Bro, Lil Bro, they're really happy with the way this game is panning out.
Yeah, and Drachir has snuck out an extra worker compared to the rest, and you can see that both him and Genome are a bit ahead in terms of total Mythium, so definitely things are looking up.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see a good play for Tjuvis and Adamus right now, because Genome really has no weak waves. And Drachir also doesn't have a clear weak wave, apart from maybe wave 9, I guess.
I think Drachir, what he has on the board now is really bad on wave 10. Obviously, we can see that he has options there with the Disciple and the Avenger, but Adams and Tjuvis don't know that. The problem is that Isolde has that Berserker, right? So he's always threatening Fatalizer on 10, and that just more or less covers anything.
This
I
build
think
is
this
quite
has
funny.
to be 9. It has to be 9 for Tjuvis and Adamus, that they have to get some damage there.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Genome's definitely looking way too good on 8 if he just wants to stack his second cat, so...
Yeah.
He still has his reroll, which I think he really should press, because I don't like the thought of building any more cat value this
right.
early.
Yeah.
And that reroll could be adding some very good units, so...
Yeah, especially an answer for wave 9, which he doesn't really have.
Well, he's already gonna pre-build the Butcher Death Calf, so I guess that's what he's using.
And he is stacking that Neko.
I mean, whatever gets the job done. It might look a little ugly, but it will be pretty good on 9. I don't know, 11 might be a problem, but he could get the Azuria there, so...
Drachir places down his Avenger here, correctly reading that there's no send arriving on wave 8.
Yeah, feeling safe. I mean, he's on value with a Tantrum, so
He's
they're able
here.
to make that read. And I'm assuming they're sending income, yeah.
They do, yeah. They go for the income send. Tjuvis and Adams. They have a lot of Mythium stored, though. There's 180 on Adams. There's over 200 on Tjuvis, who goes for a Mole Hermit. I love this new skin, by the way. The totally not poisonous Hermit looks really nice.
Yeah, amazing, honestly. Honestly, the turtle skin that came too with the same patch. I really like that one too.
Yeah. I'm a
He
big
doesn't have
fan
enough money
of the...
for the death cap.
Oh, he stacked his cat at extra dive.
Oh, Lil Bro, that was a mistake there. You did.
I think you just sell the cat, or this goal doesn't look that much better.
He's going to leak really badly here, I think. Even though he has 1200 value, most of his stuff is just super weak against the Mole Hermit.
I don't know if this Zerker can stay alive and just DPS everything, maybe,
Yeah,
but
it's not tanking anything yet. There's no split tank at all in Isolde's lane. Now there is, though. So as soon as the first cat dies, his melee units all split tank pretty much perfectly.
I mean,
Meanwhile,
value might just be strong enough.
Drachir's easily holding. It's not even close.
Yeah. The Violet with Steeds and the Avenger, that's just a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so turns out if you have too many bad units, you can't even hold with value.
Yeah. So 76% leak there for Isolde, while being over 1200 value wave 9. This is not ideal, to say the least.
Luckily, he isn't Cartel, so it's not like he not holding there punishes him too hard relatively in his scaling.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it definitely sets him back a little bit compared to everyone else.
Yeah, but you really wanted to leak Doch here because he's already on shutdown, and now if you don't get that shutdown with the Send, it's not looking too hot.
It's a giga long wave. He's on highest workers.
Yeah.
Okay, but they save. If they can hold this resend good enough, then they will have the pressure to go for something like I don't know, a 12 play possibly with overwork. That looks promising.
I can see that for sure.
I think Adamus is always picking Vampire, to be honest.
Oh,
because he has this already, and this, and this.
Oh yeah.
And if he happens to roll APS at some point, it's just the most broken thing in the game.
I have to say though, the Shadow Dancer Dread Knight, it's a really powerful unit with certain auras, but I don't think it's that good with lifesteal or regen, because as soon as it starts taking damage, it's kind of already too late, right?
Yeah.
You just need to keep it alive. Like, APS is probably best in slot to pair with the Dread Knight. White Mane, obviously, very good as well. Oh, Tjuvis does leak here to the income send. Only 41%.
Yeah.
But a long way.
The thing is... Yeah, but the thing is, like, you say lifesteal isn't amazing if the main takes some focus. But later on, like, if the main takes just partial focus from the wave and stays alive, then it's just amazing to have lifesteal on it.
Yeah, because it can bring it back up to full HP and stop it from getting focused, right? Yeah.
It's not a bad stat, especially with 15 being in the game, just because split shot is so frustrating for melee carries. If you have any sort of healing that can keep them from being focused after. So Vamp for Drachir, Vamp for Tjuvis.
Has to be Vampire for Adamus. Has to be.
I mean, it's Vamp or Taxed, and Vamp is looking a lot more promising than Taxed.
Or Dark Ritual, I guess.
Yeah, he could just be. Yeah, he goes for the last second ritual. Okay.
Wow. Oh, the one that where I thought he
DR
was.
into Shift?
DR into Shift.
Yeah. Getting the DK for next, I guess.
But crucially, though, Big Bro Lil Bro, they did save their Mythium here. So despite receiving massive sends, there's 280 there for Drachir, 260 for Isolde. They could have been sent, 4 eyes and stuff like that. But only receiving income here is a big boon to these guys who did save their Mythium. And now they have a big pressure lead over their opponents.
Yeah, they pre-built for 12 too. Drac with the Tantrum Mask and Genum with this this Death Cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out Death Cap is good enough against Income Send as well.
So are they just aiming 13 versus these builds? I mean, like ideally 15 would be where you want to end up.
Yeah.
And they didn't push, so maybe that's 15. Okay.
Like look.
Yeah, their value is in.
Drachir is on some value, and Genum also. They pushed very little from these income sends. I'm pretty sure they just want to go giga long now.
Yep.
Yep.
And the thing is, they have 100% King HP as well, so it's really difficult for the Sweaty Tryhards to undercut them on any wave. Like, sure, they'll get some damage done. Let's say they send a big wave 14 send, and Drachir and Isolde save again. Like, they're going to get a lot of damage done. They'll both leak, they'll get King damage, but they won't die, and it just means that Drachir and Isolde are going to have 1,000 Mythium to send on wave 15.
Yeah, the condition for them, it has to be, you have to undercut them, dealing so much damage that you get enough gold to hold the send. Which is going to be really, really hard.
It's pretty hard to do, yeah.
I mean, the thing is, even if you undercut on 14, then Drachir and Genom can just go 16. Because Genom can hold 16 very easily as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit of a... You can't really send on any wave situation right now. Which is really, really hard to be in.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it's Poda time finally for Genom. Unfortunately, his Poda has literally 0 damage behind it. So it's actually very vulnerable and can't really
It's a
tank quite
really
as much as
vulnerable
you want.
Pota, right? I think, like, even with the high split, that Priestess might just die.
Yeah. But the
Hopefully
one
it tanks one.
The one thing that we should point out, even though we're saying Drachir and Genom are ahead, they have a lot less income than Adamus and Tjuvis right now. And every wave where they don't send, they lose essentially gold. And the worker situation is kind of even, right? We have 28 workers on both teams.
Yep.
So it's not like they are gaining an advantage by saving. They're actually losing an advantage. So their send has to actually do a lot of damage to be worth.
Yeah, it looks like
but
everyone knows it's 15.
I don't even think they're going for a lot of damage, you know. I think they're going for winning the game on 15. But yeah, Adam's skillfully chaos rolled that Lord of Death here on wave 14. Possibly the best unit he could have hoped for the wave 15 send, especially because it already has the Leviathan there, buffing the Thanatos when it comes out. Yeah, he's
Just needs to find some tanks, and he's golden.
Adam's showing us why he's a chaos god.
Tjuvis definitely does not lack tanks. He's only building Green Devils.
Yeah.
Full prepping 15.
The thing is, they're really vulnerable to something like a Needler, let's say.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Drachir sends immediately when he sees all of those Green Devils on Tjuvis's board. The Needler comes out. And
3
same for
Needlers.
Tjuvis and Adams, actually. This is a lot of Needler action.
Dare I say 4? I mean, the Needler isn't that good versus Adamus.
I think the
maybe
Needler's pretty bad against the Dams, yeah. Isolde's going to
the
send
Witch
Witches,
mix.
which is much better there.
You're feeding the Hades mana with these snails, or... Oh no, sorry, I thought someone else sending snails.
Yeah, he's still sending DTs, which is a similar prospect, but not quite as bad.
Yeah. I mean, Adamus is the carries to get the job done, but maybe a little lacking in the tank department. He has a healing DK and just the vet as his arcane.
Yeah, he really is lacking tanks, actually.
And everyone is super low value, though. And Adamus is the closest to value, right?
He is, yeah.
3.3k, the highest. So, in theory, he has the best shot. He doesn't have Vamp like everyone else, so...
Adams and Tjuvis, they pop 2 king attacks each as well. So, they can absorb a small leak here with 70% king HP, but... Yeah, if the leaks are sizable, this could just be game over here. And with the Needler getting a pop-off very, very quickly against Tjuvis, does it get another cast? It does. This is going to be a big leak here for Tjuvis. Meanwhile, Adams, with that very skillfully rolled Hades for the wave 15 hold, he's doing well. Tjuvis, 111%, Drachir, 77%, Isolde, 86%, and Adams, he's doing really well. He gets a ton of damage against his boss there, but he does leak. It's 73%. I don't think Drachir and Isolde are in too much trouble with 100% king HP, but Tjuvis and Adams, they're going to take a ton of damage here. Do they live?
They dead? It's a full boss, a full Needler?
I think they're dead, yeah.
Oh, it's close. It's really close. Tenacity's kicking in, but it's not enough. Oh, Big Bro Lil Bro. They take game 2 in a race.
Yeah, and that income on 6, where they took all that king damage, ended up costing them big time.
Yeah.
Because that's all the king damage they needed to get one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, really interesting plays there from both teams. And I say it was a race. It wasn't actually a race because with 100% king HP, Drachir and Isolde were not really in any danger there. But Tjuvis and Adams, Adams did so well here. He got the smallest send there, the 480, of course, from Isolde. In fact, did Isolde not send Mythium post-income there?
No, he did.
I think he sent more DTs, right?
Okay, okay.
He sent more DTs, yeah. He just had the lowest workers in the game.
No, I think he did it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he sent 480 in income, and that's all I saw on Adamus' lane.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well.
I will look at the VOD to make sure, but...
That's what I'm thinking as well, that Isolde did not send fully after income there. He may have boomered a little bit there. But in the end, it didn't matter. Adams, he did leak. It was very close. And even with the leaks reaching the king, they almost survived there. You know, they had a couple of octopuses left in the mid that did bring down the king in the end. It was very close. But yeah, Drachir, Isolde, Big Bro, Lil Bro, they do now have a 2-0 advantage. These guys have got to be feeling pretty good about themselves going into game number 3.
Absolutely. But I think
Drachir
Tjuvis and Adamus should just think about the early game where the send on wave 4 just ended up costing them so much.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can fix that, then it's probably... They probably still feel comfortable that they can actually take a game because, you know, they were behind after the early game in both games pretty much, and then it's very hard to play.
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently, in fact, Little Bro did forget 2 DTs, but he knew he didn't need them, so save them for next game.
It could have been clutch, though. It really could have been, because
Yeah.
the Sweaty Tryhards, they just barely died there, you know? So the missing 80 Mythium could have made the difference. In the end, it doesn't matter. Big Bro, Lil Bro, they still take the game there. But, you know, mistakes like that can cost you a game at this level of play.
Oh yeah, because on wave, like the next send is wave 17, and on wave 17, Adamus is of course a god with his build.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not sure Drachir can hold, right? And Genom definitely can't hold. So it's very hard for them to play around the wave 17 weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have even seen something, or had to see something like a full push resend.
Yeah, I think that would have been the play, but I'm not sure if they would have made it.
Yeah. Tough to say, but I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know, because tenacity is too weak.
Isolde says, "Don't ask if you don't know. I was building cat stacks."
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I've been there. I have definitely been there.
Oh yeah, you have.
Either not fully sending my Mythium, or not fully building because I just run out of time, or just taking 3 waves to choose my reroll. You know, I'm getting a little bit advanced in my years, let's say, a little bit long in the tooth, and sometimes you just don't have enough time, you know?
It doesn't all come together.
It doesn't all come together, yeah. But, I mean, Isolde is a young whippersnapper, so he really has no excuse. He should be better than this. But, guys, the all-important game number 3 is here. It is a best of 5. However, Big Bro, Lil Bro, they are at a 2-0 advantage already. So if they win this game, they are your May Nova Cup champions. Sweaty Tryhards, Adams, and Tjuvis, you need to win this one.
Okay, going for the chaos. I mean, it worked out pretty well. Like, he was in a good spot in that game.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going for cash out. Or, sorry, cartel. And Tjuvis running it back as well. Drach back on the greed.
Yeah.
Okay, and Adams with that Windhawk opener. I wonder if Sculptrolled is still watching. I saw his very impressive 36% most common opener Windhawk yesterday.
Yeah, it's a very strong opener. It gives you everything you want. 5 workers, pressure. Yeah. Long wave. It's pretty nice. Unless you get snailed, then it's less nice.
And speaking of long waves, by the way, Tjuvis with the Bone Crusher to make this the longest wave possible. And he's on cash out as well. He can go 6 workers if he wants, relatively safely.
Yeah, it's going to be... I mean, they're going to fix their early game, I guess, with like this, probably. They'll definitely have more pressure this way.
Yeah, but I don't know that I like the snail and king up. If you're going for this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You can just save your Mythium and send... They can both send 60 on wave 2, right?
Yeah, they can both. If we see the tree openings, I would just skip income and send a fiend.
Yeah.
The snail goes to the wrong lane.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Oh, there was a snail against Tjuvis as well, but yeah, he's loving that with his cash out crusher opener.
Yeah.
So this is I would say a guaranteed 6 workers now for Tjuvis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there if he wants it for sure.
He
Does
doesn't.
Have to be a little
He's
careful
playing
because
safe.
I think if he can get He can get 40 pretty easily, though. Everyone
Yeah.
is a 5-worker opener.
I mean, the long waves work both ways, of course, right? Like, it's a long wave for you. It's also a long wave for your opponent, and they're both on 100 gold openers as well. So I don't hate
Everybody
the
can
play.
get 40.
No, it's the correct play, but it's the boring play.
It is the boring play, yeah. Now, Drachir...
You know, old Tjuvis, 6 workers instantly.
Ooh, okay, look at this Fire Archer positioning. Take some notes. I'm sure it's correct.
Yeah, this is how you do it with Crusher on the right.
It doesn't matter here because he's always holding a 40 cent. All players are getting a 40 cent, yeah, but everyone's going to hold, right?
And everyone's going 6 workers, I would imagine, so...
Yeah.
This game is going to be pretty fast and aggressive.
Yeah, it surely is.
And Tjuvis gets the 6 workers the fastest.
Oh, wait. Isolde, are you going to be the weak link here? I think he is.
Lil Bro?
Lil Bro. Oh, Adams, I think, is going for a leak as well. Or no, Adams is fine. Lil Bro leaking 3 creeps there, 25%. I mean, he doesn't really care about that, but it's more a case of all 4 players receive double snail and only 1 leaks. So even though it's a tiny advantage, it's an advantage nonetheless.
And he has to stay 5 workers.
Yep.
Yeah, Ofma, true godcaster, seeing the same things as me.
Yeah, he's +5 with adapting. I mean, I think his issue might have just been this PB was a little too high, so his Ranger didn't quite tank enough.
Yeah, I've heard...
It's very, very tanky on 4, but maybe want to play safe.
Yeah, Lil Bro obviously not as much experience with his Pee-wee as some of the older players.
Yeah.
Alright, there is a double snail resend here against Isolde who will be rewarded for staying on those 5 workers. He's easily holding here, and now I assume he just pushes straight to 7.
Yeah. So, I mean, it works out for him. His game plan is not, like, ruined or anything.
I think it would have been much better, much worse if he didn't get a send, because then he kind of has to stay 5 workers with cartel, that feels really bad.
But he was rewarded for the decision in the end, yeah. And Adams is just planning to scale to the moon here. It's like sending snails every single wave so far.
The drip.
Is this a classic game, or is this the grand finals of the Nova Cup?
I mean,
one team is definitely...
Yeah.
And I mean, this income send is going to help with whatever devilish plans they have.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's just going to be this 5 cent, or even if they want to go a bit longer, maybe 6, 7.
What does this unit tell you? When do you want to send? And what do you want to do?
Probably you want to send a mimic on like any wave?
Yeah, exactly. Save until you have mimic and then cash in for 40 extra gold.
Yeah. You get so much gold mimic against a slime siren.
I'm going to 8 workers off that snail.
Oh, Lil Bro. He had a slow start to the game, but he's making up for it now, it seems. Drachir on 8 workers as well.
Yeah, I mean, if he gets the Sky Queen next, it's no issues for his build, so...
I think it's the same thing that we saw last game. Adamus and Tjuvis giving away the pressure by income sending on wave 4, and Drachir and Jenem already aiming for wave 6 or 7. And I'm not sure if Adamus and Tjuvis can hold on these waves.
Okay, so maybe just a wave 6 or...
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you're Adams, you're hoping the send comes on wave 6. He's really strong there, right?
He will be good on 7 as well, to be fair, so...
He has options on 7, yeah. He does have that casket and the Slime Siren, of course, though the Slime Siren right up front is not really going to get value. And everybody saves past wave 6, okay.
No one afraid. Drac got his Sky Queen without sending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be the Mimic Town on wave 7.
Yep.
Especially, I mean, it might even be an Ogre for Jenem, and the Ogre is just going to pummel the cat.
Ogre's incredible, actually, against Tjuvis' lane, right? Does Tjuvis...
No Swift.
Tjuvis would have needed to full shift here, but it was far too risky for him.
Yeah.
If he did get that Millennium for 7, it could have been pretty clutch, but there's no way you can full shift when Isolde can send you 180 on your weakest wave.
Yeah. I mean,
And
they showed
also,
Casket and a full cat, so
Yeah.
you would have hoped to trick them into sending it to 6. But
Yeah, right. And
it's gonna be
there's the
the
yellow
match,
guy.
right?
There he is, and the mimic
oh,
into Adams, which is just the perfect send against his lane. Adams has 200 gold. He has to choose now. Does he stack the casket, or does he make the coiler? I think it's going to be the casket.
It's a tough call for sure. I mean, it's hard to say. It depends on the send you get as well.
I mean,
What
he,
does he
he
go
has
for?
to be expecting
He
Mimic.
does go for the coiler, actually, yeah.
I think this will kill more units just because of the single target.
Yeah.
So that might be what he's going for here.
But the Sweaty Tryhards have sent a couple of brutes here as well, so sure, it's a smaller send, but Drachir and Isolde have way less value. I expect pretty much everybody to leak here. The
Yeah,
Ogre just
but, yeah.
destroying Tjuvis, of course, as we called earlier.
Oh.
The Harbinger does get
Oh.
the second summon.
Oh,
Oh, he's holding.
Mimic? Mimic?
oh,
He snipes it! Adams, what a
Oh.
god! He's holding!
Yeah, he's just
That is
holding.
huge.
And meanwhile, Tjuvis, he just leaks the Ogre and 1 creep. He's very happy with that performance as well. Drachir leaking 37%, Isolde leaking 30%. There's 3 full HP brutes reaching the king. And meanwhile, Adams is going to do some damage against this as well. So it's only really an Ogre reaching the king of the Sweaty Tryhards. This is going to be pretty much even, guys.
Yeah, that's a very good outcome.
In fact, it is exactly even. 84% for both kings there. And Adams pulling away with 1 extra worker. Again, the margins are tiny, but every little helps. And remember, the Sweaty Tryhards, they really need to win this game.
Yeah. But I think it's not super bad for Drachir and Jenem because there were 8 workers the entire time while they were saving, while Tjuvis and Adamus were on 6. So that's a huge
Yeah.
difference. And you can see it in the income as well. Like, even though they sent power mercs, they are still ahead in income.
Yeah, in terms of Mythium, they're about 40 ahead right now. So we'll see if Adams can catch up with this 1 extra worker by the next send. But for now, it's a little comfortably a small advantage. And there is Cartel for Genome as well, so that is going to hurt later.
Tjuvis does push 1 to no send here as well. So the Sweaty Tryhards, oh, they'd go for a send on 9, which I don't think Drachir and Isolde will match. They won't. So they're going to get some damage in here. Yeah, and Drachir, he doesn't read this.
10.
He's going for the Sky Queen. Yeah, it's pretty weak on wave 9. Now let's have a look at his Treants. They do still have a couple of stacks on these, so they have a little bit of damage reduction. But with the Mole coming out and another 40 from Tjuvis post-income, I think that's going to be a leak. And Isolde's not looking great either.
Yeah, the imps are very good versus the bucklers. And he might even get both imps to go right here, which will be very good because they don't have a chance of getting sniped then.
That Royal Guard's getting shredded. Look at that. It walked out in front of the veterans and just died immediately.
Not ideal.
Yeah. But this has to do a lot of damage because Adamus and Tjuvis don't really have a great answer for wave 10.
Or the Sky Queens, they don't really split. The left one takes a lot more aggro. This is going to be
almost holds.
Yeah, 42% for Isolde, not terrible. And Drachir looks like... Does he ever kill the mole? No, but he gets it low.
The hard hat was just a little too much.
This is almost a pro league. And we have the Ghost Knight coming out, which is going to be... Yeah. Tjuvis is just dead. He just doesn't kill anything that next wave.
Nice work on the soundboard there, guys. The double Ghost Knight coming out from Drachir and Isolde. Big Bro, Lil Bro, in sync here with the Ghost Knights. And yeah, that's going to be really difficult for Adams and Tjuvis to deal with.
Can he kill the boss this way?
I think with the double coiler?
I haven't actually seen this, so I wouldn't...
It's probably going to depend on focus.
I mean, the Ghost Knight makes it so that the boss turns around after killing the first unit, right? So it hits the coilers really early.
Yeah.
Well,
unless he's giga lucky.
And Tjuvis just built a Millennium here as well, which, correct me if I'm wrong, it's not fantastic against Ghost Knights.
Its typing isn't perfect.
It will die, though, so he is able to kill it. Oh! But look at this! Adam's kited the Ghost Knight! He's not focusing it! He's going to get a ton of
Yeah.
damage against the boss. He won't be able to kill it. Meanwhile, Tjuvis did clear his Ghost Knight and his Brute. He's still leaking 81% there. Drachir leaks to the income send. Isolde leaks to the income send. But this is a one trade for Big Bro Lil Bro. They're going to get a ton of king damage in here.
Those kings are pretty healthy, or those bosses are pretty healthy.
Yeah. So
maybe
the
now with
Sweaty
overwork and AoE, you
Tryhards.
can look for something super aggressive.
Oh, they're losing
they can
so
look for
much
something
HP.
Super aggressive. Yeah.
Or
We have the all-out
AoE.
assault from Lil Bro
AoE Re?
and Big
12.
Bro.
I think
AoE
it's
Re
12.
GK?
Could
Oh,
be.
yeah, that's the play. That's the play, actually.
I mean, Adams and Tjuvis, if they read this and go
Push
for a
the
lone
workers.
play,
Yeah.
They never go lone here. Tjuvis is egging. Oh no. There it is. Ofma,
Oh.
you're actually super smart.
And this is just
huge
gonna-
credit to those guys going for this in the grand final.
they're just gonna win, right?
Oh, lone? He does lone, but
Can you spend your 200 gold, maybe, Tjuvis,
Hey,
rather than
that's
just
good on this wave.
loan into shift?
Lone shift. Oh no,
And
he's getting Doomsday
Adams
for
took
next,
the
I
tax.
think.
oh,
So Adams did skillfully roll the Lord of Death, but it's not going to be
It's
enough.
hitting a Ghost Knight, unfortunately. And
Yeah.
the Coilers are about to get
That's it.
murdered.
Oh, Tjuvis probably starting to regret his decisions here with the loan into shift 200 and building an egg. The GG is called by Drachir, and I think he is right. The Sweaty Tryhards are out, and this was a really fast 3-0 victory for
Yeah.
Big Bro Lil Bro, your main Nova Cup champions.
The GK merchant himself.
yeah. That was a really good play.
Yeah, that was a really nice AoE resend there. The 260 Mythium both for Adams and Tjuvis, and man, like they could have held it, but they had to read it in order to do so.
Yeah.
Like if they both loan there and they both, one, don't build an egg, don't shift 200 gold, then I think they probably just double hold with loan value there. But you have to read it, right? Because otherwise loan is quite bad to take in that situation. But man, what a spicy play there from Big Bro Lil Bro.
Yeah, I mean, they were planning to go longer, right? They both pushed like one worker, but they just weren't ready for the aggressive re.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're never ready after getting 300 on 10. Like, who expects an all-out assault resend in a game where the opponent is ahead? Like, they just gamble the entire game, or well, they make a huge gamble by making this all-out assault after income Ghost Knight resend in a fucking lone game.
Yeah.
While they're ahead. So, but it worked out, and it's a really good play, and staying unpredictable is super important. So, yeah, hats off to them. That was really well played.
I will say this as a public service announcement. Just be ready for it against Drachir, because he likes his giant snail resends.
Yeah.
He's been gotten by this before, like the aggressive spell resend on 11. So I think he's very aware of it and very likes to play around it.
Yeah. And it was a really good play, right? It worked. They won the game. And to be fair, they had a bit of leeway as well, right? They can take those risks for Drachir and Isolde because they had the 2-0 lead. So they can afford to, like, maybe let a game slip through their fingers. Or they can just say, you know what? Go for it. It's high risk, high reward. We might just win the entire cup here and now. And they do.
They do.
Yeah, really, really nice play there from Drachir and Isolde. You love to see it. We have crowned our May champions. Let me see if